If you're not actively learning and growing on a daily basis, then you are wasting your time as an entrepreneur. What is up, side hustlers, entrepreneurs, business builders, and dream makers? Welcome to the Study Your Side Hustle Podcast, episode 95. Guys, I had so many plans for the podcast last week. I probably had a genuine, verified plan and goal for every single day of the week last week, but I only ended up putting out one episode last week. And so my hope and my desire is that this week we can beat last week, and then that way we can get back on the bandwagon. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the biggest lessons that I've learned over the last 3 months. And one practical example, the overarching lesson, what you can take from it and how you can use it to grow in your business. So with that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to start with a story, and then I'll share the overarching lesson and why this story exists because of the lesson that I've already learned. So this weekend, I was actually reading Alex Hormozi's new book, $100 Million Leads. It's a fantastic book so far. I'm very, very impressed by it. And I had a personal epiphany that was multi-tiered. So here's what it was. Here's the basis of it, okay? Question. Why in my entrepreneurial career have I never earnestly done proper market research prior to launching a new offer? Answer. Because I honestly don't know how to do that. Okay, here's the reality. I was overcomplicating it in my mind, and it's actually something very simple, and you could do it very easily. If you have any sort of an audience, this was the first level, and this just came out of Alex Hormozi's book, but also I've read it in a lot of books, so I don't know why it just never clicked. Really simply, you can just, if you have any sort of following, do a poll, and that poll will give you the data that you're looking for, target market research. Now, here's the next level up epiphany I had that was so obvious that it made me feel like I have been an absolute idiot for the last decade for not realizing these two simple truths on how to do target market research. One is the polls that I can do because I have an audience. Two is, what do I think ads are if they aren't target market research? Right? We have a specific target market. We're running ads to them. Their engagement on that is giving us data about how much they care about the offer, right? So while I've been slaving away over the last couple of weeks, and I will continue to, in making a lead magnet, that means a free offer that I can give to you for free, that is more valuable than anybody in my space has ever charged for. I want to make a lead magnet that's more valuable than anybody else has ever charged for, than anything anybody else has ever charged for. That's the target. That's what I'm doing. That's the lead magnet that I am building. And it hit me that what I could do is, if I don't know exactly what that lead magnet should be, which, by the way, you don't, because you are not your market, no matter how involved you are with your market. What I did is I came up with a list of 20 different possible core offers, which has nothing to do with packaging. It has nothing to do with delivery mechanism. It has nothing to do with the frame of the service or the product. It's really just the core. What is the problem and solution of this? So things like how to get your first client, right? It's just the problem and the solution. That's all it is. I came up with about 20 of those, and I decided to start doing some target market research through a couple polls in my Facebook group. And the high leverage one is using the ads. So what am I doing with the ads? I have the ads. I have 5 ads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one spending $5 a day. So $25 a day, $125 a week. I'm going to run them for a week just to do target market research. They are all targeting the same exact target audience, and to make sure that everything runs properly and it's as proper of a test as possible, they are all split tests. So nobody in the target market will see 2 of those ads. They will all go to somebody different. All that I need to do, the ads have been replicated so that they are as identical to each other as possible, with the only difference being the core problem solution that changes. The copy is basically the same. The images are basically the same. The ads as identical as possible. All they do is they go to a identical landing page that lets people opt in, and then a thank you page that says coming soon. That's basically it. And that way I can run ads and I can get the leads if they generate leads. So I'm not missing out on that, but I'm really just spending $125 on market research. And what's going to happen at the end of that is I'm going to know out of those 5, which one the market likes the best. and maybe top two if two are close, and maybe top three if three are close. But I'll know which one the market likes the best, and then that can be what I focus on making the lead for. And then next week I can start testing the exact name, or I can start testing the exact packaging. Like, is this a 21-day challenge? Is this a course? Is this a live 2-day training? That kind of package, right? We can change the package doing the same exact ad test next week. And then the following week, we can start modifying the name so we can start getting that higher conversion rate, right? And at the end of the day, this is a very cheap and fast test that Fortune 100 companies 60 years ago couldn't have dreamt of being able to do. And we can do it very cheaply, very quickly, very affordably. So why did it take me a decade of having these technology at my fingertips to realize that I can do this? I think it was because of a limiting belief, maybe two. But the one that I'm going to share with you, the important one I'm going to share with you, is the overarching lesson that I've been learning over the last several months that I think is the most valuable lesson that I've learned over the last several months. And that if you can implement it in your business, it's going to have a huge impact for you. And it's something that I actually remember Simon Sinek talking about quite a bit. Simon Sinek told the story about how one of the things that he attributes to his success in his career is his willingness to say, I don't know. And he'll give examples of being the only person in the boardroom, or he believed the only person in the boardroom who didn't know what the presenter was talking about. So he paused them and he said, hey, what does this thing mean? And then after he asked that, other people admitted they didn't know either. And Simon talks about how he thinks that willingness to confidently and comfortably say, I don't know something, and to be willing to be the newbie in the room is what's contributed so much to his success. And what I've been doing over the last 3 months is really leaning into the philosophy of, I'm not as good as I think I am. So let's stop thinking I'm that good. Let's just admit that I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And assume I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Be eager to learn from anybody and everybody. And the more that I lean into that, the more success that I see. The more that I lean into that, the faster I'm making growth type changes. I'm seeing flaws in my business and I'm making those corrections. And so I'm very, very optimistic that this single mindset shift is going to be one of the most valuable mindset shifts of my career. And this is just one case study example of why. Because now I'm doing proper target market research quickly and cheaply. That's, frankly, if I would have done this a decade ago, I'd probably be a decade further in my career than I currently am. So with that being said, that's what I have for you guys today. I love you so much. I'll be back in your earbuds later again this week because I do actually have a long list of things I want to share with you. And so we will see you there. Love y'all. God bless.